Okay, so let's take a look at the first joint within DMU Kinematics in Catia V5. It's called Revolute Joint. To get this started, we'll start with the first product. It's called Create Revolute. You have the files in the description as a GrabCAD link. I will drag and drop it. Let's see, these are the two parts. We have a wheel and a hinge. So I want to define a revolute mechanism of the wheel within the hinge. So first I will define a fixed part. The software will ask me to define a new mechanism. I will click over here on new mechanism. Then I can rename it, or I can leave it like this, default mechanism 1. After that I need to select the part that will be fixed. So in our case the hinge will be fixed. After that we will go and start the revolute joint. So for revolute we have the two lines that need to be coincident, the two axes of the two parts. So for this model I want the interior axis. I can see that the part has multiple axes on each cutout area, but I want the center axis. I can either select it over here in the middle or anywhere over here on the extruded area of the axis of the wheel profile. Okay, so I'll click it over here in the center. I will go to the other part. I want it to be coincident with this axis. The part was by default in the correct position, but now I need to define for the revolute joint where exactly will be the mating plane for the revolution. So I will select this face. I want it to be coincident with this interior face. And if I go with null offset, this will be 0 millimeters between the two planes. If I will click OK, I see that the object will automatically snap over here, and I can see that I have a constraint defined, and I have that 0 millimeter between those two surfaces. Now, if I go to the measure tool, I can see that over here I still have a gap of 4 millimeters. So I would like it to position it at the center. I can open the application mechanism. I can go in mechanism 1, on joints, on revolute 1, and for this offset between the wheel and the hinge, I can edit that value and I can add it 2 millimeters. Now if I will update it, I can see that now it's perfectly aligned. In order to simulate it, I need to add a driven element. So for this mechanism, I will go to Revolute 1 and I will click on Angle Driven. The software will inform us that the mechanism can now be simulated. I will click OK. I can either simulate it like this with commands, so I can go full 360 degree or minus in the other direction. Or I can adjust the limits if I wanted to go beyond one full rotation. Or I can watch the simulation differently using the simulation function over here. If I click it, it will open this window. Here I can select the mechanism. It will be mechanism 1. And here I have the control for it. So from minus 360, I would like it to go to 0. Then I will hit enter. I see that this updated over here. Then I can watch the animation by going to insert. Then if I go jump to start, and then I can play forward. But if I will just play it forward like this, nothing happens, but I see that the slider on the top is going from the start to the end. This is because the interpolation step is currently by default set to 1. This means that the software only uses one frame to show this animation. If I will go with something lower, let's say 0.02, now if I jump to start and I click play forward, I will see that my wheel is rotating. And I can change the loop mode over here. So by default it will only do one, let's say, simulation from 0 to 300, from minus 360 in our case up to 0, because this was the slider that we moved. If I will go like this, and jump from start and play it again, I will see that it will go from minus 360 to 0 and then back again to minus 360 degrees. Or I can put it in a constant loop, so it will constantly go, and it will be, let's say, an infinite loop animation. In this case, we will never see where the animation starts and begins. So this was the basic for the Revolute. Now we have this really simplified. If I would add another part, let's say the axis for this hinge, I can go like this. Double click on Create Revolute, and now I'll go to Insert and I want to define a new part. Okay, so the software asks if I want to define an origin for this part. I will click No, and now I want to edit this part. I will double click on part 1. Let's see, the planes are over here, so they are not really aligned with the part. I will go and define a new sketch on this plane, ZX plane, and over here I can draw a circle. I can make that circle coincident with the interior, and I will extrude, let's see, extrude it 20 millimeters, and I will also have this mirror extend checked. That will allow me to have my circle extruded in this direction and also 20 millimeters in the other direction. Now if I want to, I can add some caps for this. Let's see, I will make another circle. I will set that circle to be coincident, okay, only concentric. I want it to have the same origin, but I would like to define the dimension for this one. So the initial one had 6, I will put it 7. After that I will exit the sketch and I will extrude for 3 millimeters, but without mirror extend. So 3 millimeters will add me this geometry if I click preview, and I would like to mirror that to the other side. So I will select the pad tool, I will go to mirror. Over here we have mirror, and I want it to mirror it along the ZX plane. Okay, now we go back to the animation. Since we just added that part, nothing really happened. That part isn't involved within this simulation. If I go to Simulate, Mechanism 1, I will redo the same animation. I will put a smaller interpolation step. I see that the wall is still rotating. Okay. I would also like for the wheel to have, let's say, an interior geometry added to that part. So I will select the wheel, double click over here where we have the gear, the yellow gear with the page in the back. This will allow me to jump back to part design. And over here, starting from the ZX plane, I will define a new sketch. Now if I want to, I'm in the middle, but I would like to not have this geometry in front, I can go with cutting plane bisection, and I will see the geometry from that exact position of the plane. And over here I can create a new circle. I will tell it to be coincident with the one from the axis, and also I would like to copy this large one. So I will project that, and now since I have two circles, when I will exit this and I will extrude it, I will only want, let's say, 5 millimeters with mirror extend. I will have that geometry added. Okay. Now again I would like to remake this animation. I can make it, let's say, in multiple ways. I can add this axis to be rigid to the wheel. So go like this, rigid, this part to the wheel. And again, now if I will simulate it, the axis will also turn. So let's go to simulation, mechanism, again to 0 degree, insert, and I can play it. Okay, so this is the way you can, let's say, modify a mechanism. In this case, usually this kind of let's say wheels are for different undrived elements like shopping carts and other stuff that are on wheel. In the same folder I have added another model, so if you have any problems opening that Catia file, maybe you have a different version, you can open this caster wheel by drag and drop it within Catia. It will convert it. So again we have the same elements, we have the wheel, we have the fork, okay, so the bracken, and again the axle. So I will start and redo this. Fixed part, new mechanism. The fixed part will be the fork. Now I will define the revolute. So the revolute will be between the axis of the wheel. I can either go with this, which is the cutout of that, or I can go with the axis for the axle. But I will go again with the one from the cutout, from the fork. For the surface will be this surface. I want it to be coincident with this one, but I will verify. Okay, I see that they are positioned at 2.8 millimeters, so by this it will go to the left. But I will go with this offset. The part has already been centered, so here we have a gap of 2.857 millimeters, again the same gap in the left. I will click it to be angle driven. I can again simulate it, and if I want to I can add that axle. So let's see, I will add it now. We make it rigid to the wheel. In this case the wheel will be, let's say, driven, and I can open again the application and I can simulate it. Let's say 360 degree. I will click OK, insert, and now I will watch the simulation play. Okay, so this is the way you can simulate Revolute Joint. If you enjoyed this video, check the other ones. I will go for each kind of joint within Catia DMU. I will make a different video similar to this one. Okay, also don't forget to subscribe if you find this useful. Okay, thanks.